All right, also, like I said, this is 5.4, and it's called complex rational expressions. And really, we're just going to work one formula in this whole section, okay? And the formula we're going to work is what some of y'all business people will see if y'all have to take business calculus. Um, I'm not going to get all into it. I'm just going to show you how to work it. So we call this the difference quotient. Oh, and also the difference quotient is f of x plus h minus f of x, all of that divided by h. Now, they're going to give us f of x, and it's always got the h on the bottom. So what we really got to find is the f of x plus h on our own. Once we find the f of x plus h, we'll plug everything into the formula, and then we'll simplify it. Okay? So this will be the steps to construct and simplify the difference quotient. All right, y'all, like I said, they're going to give me f of x. So my first step is to find f of x plus h. And I'll find that by plugging x plus h in for all the x's in the original f of x. All right, once I find this f of x plus h, I'm going to plug everything into the formula. Now, when I'm plugging it into the formula, I'm going to be using parentheses around each function. So I'm going to put my f of x in some parentheses. I'll put my f of x plus h in parentheses when I first start, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to play with the top because the bottom's just got that h under there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around on the top. I'm going to remove parentheses on top and distribute the subtraction through the second parentheses. So way back in 2.4, when we were doing all the function stuff and subtracting, remember when we subtracted, we distributed that negative through those parentheses, okay? All right, now what's going to happen after I get rid of these parentheses? I distribute that subtraction through the second parentheses. I'm going to combine like terms on top. Now, really, what's going to happen on top? The only terms that will be left will have an H in them. Okay, so everything else is going to cancel out. What's going to be left that will all have H's in them? So that my last step is to simplify the resulting fraction. And basically to simplify the fraction, we're going to divide each term on top by the h in the denominator. So if you got one term, you're just canceling one h and being done. If you got two terms, you're canceling an h from each of those terms, okay? All right, y'all, after I simplify the fraction, I'm done, okay? So the biggest step is getting that f of x plus h. Once we got f of x plus h, we're good to roll, okay? So let me let y'all write this down and then we'll get started on our first problem. All right, y'all, I'm gonna turn this over. So these examples are going to say construct and simplify the difference quotient. Now they're going to give us the formula each time. They always give you the f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. So they're going to give you that every time, okay? So for my number one, they're giving me f of x is going to equal 8x minus 5. All right, so they gave me f of x, like I said, so I know what's going to go in for f of x. What we got to find is this f of x plus h. So here we go. F of x plus h. We're going to take this original function, and in place of this x, we're going to put an x plus h. So that's going to give me 8 times x plus h minus 5. Now, we're going to get rid of parentheses by distributing our 8 through these parentheses. So 8 times x will give me an 8x plus 8 times h is 8h. And then at the end is my minus 5. All right, y'all, so look what I got. I got f of x plus h now. I got f of x right here. So we're going to plug these into our formula now. Now remember, I'm going to put my functions in parentheses. So in the first parentheses, I got 8x plus 8h minus 5 minus my f of x, which is 8x minus 5, all over h. All right, everything is plugged into the formula. We're now going to drop these parentheses and we're going to distribute that negative. So everything in the first parentheses will come straight out. 8x plus 8h minus 5. That's going to give me a negative times a positive will be a negative 8x. And then that negative times that negative is going to make that a plus 5. All of that over h. All right, y'all. So I told you at this point, everything's going to cancel out except the terms that have h's on top. So y'all, here's the thing. Everything in the second parentheses will always cancel out on these, okay? So look here, 8x, negative 8x. They're going to cancel out. You got a negative 5 and a positive 5. They're going to cancel out. So all that's left on top is the 8h. On bottom, I got my h. So now I got one more step and I'm going to have to do what? What will our final answer be? All right, so some of y'all think I'm reading y'all's lips. I think y'all are saying 8. Because what's going to happen to these h's? Those h's are going to divide out. So good job, y'all. The final answer will be 8. Okay, so you're going to see these patterns on these, okay? So y'all have any questions on that one? And really, y'all, that's a straight line. 8x minus 5 is a straight line. Okay? All righty, so let's go to another one then. All right, y'all, same thing. Let me write a formula here. F of x plus h minus f of x all over h. All right, now this time f of x is going to be x squared minus 3. Now, y'all will be really similar to this. Y'all might have plus a number, or it might be minus a number like mine, but it's really going to work the same way. So here's the thing. I got f of x. It's always a h on the bottom. So once again, we're going to find f of x plus h. So we're going to put an x plus h in place of this x and square it. So we're going to have an x plus h squared minus 3. All right. What I'm going to do over here on the side, I'm going to FOIL this out and see what we get. So a x plus h squared. Anytime you got stuff being added like this, raised to an exponent, you need to write it twice. X plus h times x plus h. And then we need to FOIL this out. All right, y'all, so let's see. We got an x times an x. That's going to give us an x squared. I'll multiply that x times that h at the end. That's going to give me an hx. So I'm just going to keep mine in alphabetical order on the variables, okay? In the middle, I distribute that h times that x. That's going to give me another hx. And then finally, y'all, that h times h gives me a h squared. So can I go further with that? Oh, Carlithia, good job. We got like terms in the middle, y'all. So good job. That's going to give me an x squared plus 1 and 1 give me 2hx plus h squared. So y'all, anytime we get an x plus h squared like this, we're going to put this in there for that, okay? So good job over there. So that's going to be x squared plus 2hx plus h squared. And then at the end, I got a minus 3. Well, y'all, guess what? I can't do anything else to that. I don't have no like terms. So this whole thing right here is going to be the f of x plus h when we plug that in, okay? All right, so I'm going to plug them in now. So f of x plus h is going to be x squared plus 2hx plus h squared minus 3. And then that's going to be minus f of x, which is a x squared minus 3. All of that over RH. All right, y'all, so here we go. We're going to drop parentheses. We're going to distribute that negative. So that gives me an x squared plus a 2hx plus h squared minus 3. Negative times the x squared is a negative x squared. And then that negative times that negative 3 is a positive 3. And y'all, that's all over RH. But y'all remember a while ago I said everything from the second parentheses is going to cancel out every time. Was that going to happen? Well, I got an x squared and a negative x squared. Those are going to cancel out. I got a negative 3 and a positive 3. Those are going to cancel out. So it looks like everything from the second parentheses is gone again. All that's going to be left are going to be the h's on top, okay? So I got a 2hx plus h squared all over h. So do y'all want to try to see what that final answer is going to give me? Now we'll say this. To me, this is like what I'm about to show you. 2hx over h plus a h squared over h. Remember, I said you had to divide every term on top by that h. So what's that going to give me from a final answer? All right, I got Carlithia pulling up 2x plus h. Perfect. Because y'all, this h cancels on that first term. So all that's left is a 2x. And then right here, you got an h squared over a h. Well, h squared is like an h times a h. So one of them h's will cancel, leaving us one h. Also, y'all treat it like exponents. Remember, there's a 1 by there for the exponent on bottom. And you're just subtracting exponents when you divide. 2 minus 1 left me the 1h, okay? All right, y'all, this is what MathLab wants, is that 2x plus h, okay? Now, what we got right here, y'all keep that written down because y'all are going to have one of these, this like mine with the x squared, okay? All right, y'all, so y'all ready for my last one? Here, y'all, so once again, let me put my formula here. F of x plus h minus f of x all over h. Okay, so I'm going to be back really quick, so here we go. Now, the next one's going to be a little bit more work, but the trick is still going to be finding that f of x plus h, okay? All right, Nelly, you ready? Okay, here we go. Oh, this one they're giving me f of x equals 3x squared plus 2x plus 5. All right, so there's my f of x I can plug in. Got my h on the bottom, so I need to find f of x plus h. Uh-oh, y'all, we got two x's up there, so both of them x's we got to replace with the x plus h. So I'm going to have 3 times x plus h squared plus 2 times x plus h plus my 5. All right, y'all, so what I'm going to do first is the x plus h squared. So I'm going to bring down that 3. But y'all already know what x plus h squared equals, don't I? I figured that out on the last problem. We're going to plug that in here. X squared plus 2hx plus h squared. So I'm plugging that from what we got a while ago. And I'm just going to bring the rest of this down. Plus 2 times x plus h plus 5. Now the reason I didn't go on and distribute that 2 through there, because I got to do all that on this one anyway, so I'm just going to do all my distributing on this row. All right, you're going to multiply everything in the first parentheses by that 3. We're going to distribute that 3 through there, okay? So I'm going to get a 3x squared. 3 times 2 gives me a 6hx plus 3h squared. Now distribute the 2 through the second parentheses. 2 times x is a 2x. 2 times h is a 2h. And then at the very end is a plus 5. And y'all look at that. That's pretty long, but guess what? I don't have any like terms in there, do we? None of these will add together. So this whole thing here is our f of x plus h we're about to plug in, okay? So y'all, here we go. Throw all this in first. 3x squared plus 6hx plus 3h squared plus 2x plus 2h plus 5. That's going to be minus the f of x. Well, f of x is right here. 3x squared plus 2x plus 5. All of that, y'all, is over our h. Now, I will say this. When y'all get good at these, you'll realize that all 3 of these are going to cancel in the second parentheses with their counterparts in the first parentheses, okay? But I'm actually going to distribute that negative and write all of this again, okay? But when you get good, you can cancel them out right there and be done with it, okay? All right, y'all, 3x squared plus 6hx plus 3h squared plus 2x plus 2h plus 5 minus 3x squared minus 2x minus a positive 5 all over my h. Hey, y'all, this problem's a little bit long, but it's still better than writing a 1,500 word essay, right? All right, y'all, let's get to canceling. 3x
You're right
squared.
about that.
I heard that. So we canceled in 3x squareds. What else was it, y'all? Oh, here's that 2x and that negative 2x. And then that 5 and that negative 5. So all 3 of these canceled again, like we said. So I got 3 things left on top. 6hx plus 3h squared plus 2h all over 8. So remember, this one will be like 6hx over h plus a 3h squared over h plus a 2h over h. Oh, I got Carlithia already on the board. Let's see. She got a 6x plus a 3h plus 2. Y'all going to agree with that? All right, well, let's see. H is canceled on the first one. Good job, y'all, because that leaves me a 6x. 1h is going to cancel on the second one. So one of these h's is going to cancel, leaving me just a 3h. And then y'all at the end, h cancels, leaving us a 2. Oh, good job, girl, because this is definitely 6x plus 3h plus 2. So y'all look at that. That was 5.4. 3 problems. And like I said, the trick is going to get the f of x plus h. Okay? And really, if you noticed, if you got the f of x plus h stuff here, all you really got to do is cancel out the stuff that don't have an h in it, right? Because what's left is what you're going to be dividing by the h, okay?
Hey, Mr. Rathfun.
Yeah, I hear you.
So in the beginning, whenever you put the where it says f and then x plus h on that
Hmm.
second equal sign, did you put that three there and that two there because they were the only two numbers, and then so you have to distribute them, the only whole numbers, or with the x's?
Okay. So in the original function, it had the 3 and then the x squared, and then it had the 2 and then the x. So when I put these x plus h's in here, after I FOILed this out and got all this, I'm then just distributing that 3 through the first parentheses and then the 2 through the second parentheses. So, yeah, this was like 3 times 1 gave me 3. 3 times 2 gave me 6. And then 3 times 1 gave me 3 here. On your second ones, you're doing 2 times 1, got my 2. And then 2 times 1, got my 2 on that.
Got you.
So, um, yeah, so it's just mainly, you got to remember every variable's got a 1 in front of it if there ain't a number there. And we're just basically just what, multiplying that thing through, okay? Yeah, y'all, so, I don't really have anything else, but I want y'all to remember, and I'll tell you again Thursday, but you've got an email chance out there. A lot of y'all I've gotten the bonus already from. So if you haven't done that, make sure you do that by Sunday night for sure. 5 points I'm giving y'all for the bonus. And in this class, that's half a letter grade on my test. That'll turn an 85 into a 90. Hell, it'll turn 100 into a 105. That's a little bit of cushion for y'all at the end of the year, okay? So, yeah, you make sure y'all do that. And then we're going to review Thursday night 20 questions. We'll review like we did before. If y'all are in class and review with me, I'll give y'all 100% on that. But I'm going to wait till after the test to give you those points, okay? That way you can do the review as many times as you want to. So let me stop my share and I'm going to stop my recording.